let's talk about something that I think a lot of us are noticing, but not many people are saying out loud. This is another chit chat episode where we're just talking about what we're seeing and how it's affecting us. And, without a doubt, there has definitely been a very clear shift lately. Smaller bodies are trending again. In Hollywood, in influencer spaces, in pageantry, everything feels like it's quietly moving towards smaller is better. I know, after all that work we did to try and get away from that. But whether or not people say how they're achieving that, the message is still pretty loud. And it's everywhere. And especially if you work in beauty, you feel it even more. And, I was in my car driving the other day and I heard an ad for a weight loss drug. And the way that these medications and drugs have become a part of a conversation that just feels very normalized. These things are talked about so casually, almost like a beauty hack, right? And this isn't about anyone's like medical choices. Like we're all entitled to our medical choices and our bodies, right? And this isn't about individual decisions. It's about the culture that we're all swimming in. And that culture creates this emotional impact. And what really concerns me about that isn't just the medication or the weight loss. It's about how quickly extreme thinness is being rewarded again. Because when bodies start shrinking publicly, the pressure quietly grows privately, right? And suddenly you have women who were finally feeling okay, their bodies start to question themselves again. And to tie this all into beauty and pageant culture, in pageants and beauty spaces, this hits differently because your body isn't just like personal, right? It's also how people perceive you. It's also a part of your presentation, right? So when the standards shift, it can feel like you have to shift too, whether you want to or not, you know? And the thing that I keep coming back to is that trends change. They're always changing, right? But what doesn't change is the relationship that you have with your body and the cost that comes with constantly chasing a moving target. It gets exhausting. And I don't want my sense of worth or confidence or health to be dictated by whatever body is trending this year. That's like a personal boundary for me. Um, and in this season of my life, I'm choosing not to shrink physically or emotionally to fit in, um, especially trying to fit back into something I've already outgrown. So I'm choosing nourishment over punishment. I'm choosing presence over pressure. And I'm choosing a body that I can live in, not just present. I think it's time we normalize opting out. Like, choosing not to participate in the extremes is like one of the most radical things you can do right now. Loving yourself just the way you are, just the way you look, is so radical right now. You don't have to comment on every trend with your body. You don't have to participate in things just because they're popular. And you don't owe anyone a smaller version of yourself. Yeah. It took me a while to learn that one. And it's empowering once you do. So if you feel that pressure creeping back in around food, around your body, around your size, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not behind. You're not undisciplined. You're not failing, or whatever else society is trying to tell you. You're just responding to a system that keeps changing the rules. But you get to choose how much power it has over you. Redefining beauty doesn't always have to look loud. Sometimes it can look like staying grounded when everything around you is screaming, shrink, 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 shrink. It's everywhere. Oh my gosh. Sometimes protecting your peace, your health, and your relationship with food, sometimes that's what redefining beauty looks like. And sometimes it looks like saying, I'm not doing that anymore, right? And I just want to reinforce my purpose that this is why I'm so passionate about having these conversations. Because women in beauty spaces, women in all spaces, deserve not to be pushed toward extremes. They need spaces that remind them that they are allowed to exist fully as they are, right? I think I don't have all the answers. I wish I did, but I don't. Um, I'm just a girl, and I'm just choosing intention over impulse. And if you are choosing that too, I'm really glad you're here because this is a space for empowerment and trying to move away from that pressure. I hope this has been helpful and made an impact for you.